Hello again, and welcome back to my storytelling and drawing. We're not gonna do whale stories today, we're gonna do some other things instead. I did the last two videos about drawing Kranok, which is a traditional motif that can be found in any form of Thai art, such as stucco, painting, clothing, mother of pearl inlay, lacquer work, architecture. That's all I can think of it now. Leave the comment below on what you have seen of the Kranok motif in Thai art and let me know. After I've done several Thai paintings tutorial, I think I'm gonna create a video about Ayutthaya Granok as well. I have kind of a love-hate relationship with that motif because it's very extravagant, it's very detailed, it's very beautiful, and everything has to be precise. You won't see the resemblance of Dvaravati or Sukhothai Granok in Ayutthaya Granok because Ayutthaya it's very famous on its development of its own very distinctive, very unique art style. So don't forget to subscribe, otherwise you're gonna miss the series of Granok drawing. Today I'll be drawing Dvaravati Granok, which is very similar to Sukhothai Granok. Actually, Sukhothai Granok is influenced by Dvaravati art. Anyway, let's just get to the point. I have to say, I am no historian here. I tell stories that I learned from school and I read from sources, but I will leave the descriptions of you below if you want to dig deeper. First, I have to mention that there is a still ongoing debate whether Dvaravati was an empire which was flourished between 6th to 11th century, or was it a combination of cities which include many ethnicity that live in the same area but didn't have the same central ruling system, or what is just the name of the school of art? Even historians are still debating about this, so I will stick with kind of an open ended view that Vardi was one civilization that took place around the central area of Thailand, and the word Dvaravati eventually became a well known art style which is very unique. In the 7th century, a Chinese monk named I Ching traveled through this area and recorded in his diary that there was a city around this area, which is the center of Thailand in the present. The city is called Tolopoti, which sounds like Dvaravati, right? Tolopodi's name was also mentioned in a diary of another Chinese monk called Xuanzang. If you're Thai, I'm gonna say it's Pratang Samjang who traveled from China to India to bring back the Buddhist scriptures around that time. So I guess Dvaravati was a place, a city, or pretty sure it was an empire. That's just my personal opinion. While I have a rough timeline for you here on the screen right now, actually there are many other empires and civilizations around here, but I'm just gonna bring up these three because I have done the Krenok in each individual style. So you get the picture. The art of Dvaravati is influenced by Indian Gupta, which was an empire in India around 4th to 6th century, and yes, that means Dvaravati is older than Sukhothai, which flourished between 13th to 14th century. The pic of Fern Granok that I'm drawing right now is a sketch of Professor Santi Leksukhum, who is a famous Thai historian. I think he made a pencil sketch from a piece of stucco or bas relief, and I believe that people, the craftsmen at the time, didn't call this granok a pick or fern granok, but it's just something that we people in the present call it because it looks like a type of fern. I'm gonna say in the case that Dvaravati was an empire, let's say it was an empire, which I personally think it was, no matter what people are debating right now, but let's say it was an empire. People still debate where the center of the empire was, if it was really an empire. Most sources would say that the center of Dvaravati is Nakhon Pathom province, which is an hour drive from Bangkok, because they found like Dharma wheels and other kind of stuff in the area, which are in the museum right now. That shows the art of Dvaravati, just like Kranok I'm drawing right now. But some sources say that the center of Dvaravati is an ancient city called Sithe. Now, this is an interesting point. Some people may say that this is a new finding that the real center of Dvaravati is actually C-Tape, not Nakhon Prathom. Or at least C-Tape is a city that associated with Dvaravati Empire. Or was C-Tape the city center, like the center of the empire, or at least a major city of the empire? Nobody really knows at the moment. Well, let's talk about Siteb a bit. Siteb is in Phetchabun province, which is in like 4 hours drive from Bangkok. The reason they say Siteb is associated with Dvaravati, it's because that it has so much art influence, like Dvaravati art, the motif, even the city planning, according to Dvaravati Buddhism belief. Interestingly, nobody knows what causes the fall of Tape ancient town. You know, like when the city or empire fell or collapsed, there would be an inscriptions written, whether it was written from the conqueror, the winner, whoever. So, what are the reasons that causes the fall of Tape? If it's because of war, like some empire came and attacked and took over the place, burnt out the city, but there was no record. Or maybe it's because of shift trade. That means when like you have a stronger empire nearby rises into power and steal all your customers. So it's basically like a new 7-Eleven that makes more sale just like next to you. That should be a record of the economy decline as well. Or maybe it was diseases. This seems most likely, but there should be a record, or a record that was like a big diseases, zombie apocalypse. No, not in C tape. Yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? But normally, people would return to the city a year or two after the disease has gone. There are example of other city as well that there was a breakdown of disease, breakout of disease, which people moved out and people started moving again, like after 2 or 3 years. But it didn't happen with the C-type city. Or it was like a natural disaster. Maybe it was flooded, but should somebody have written down about that, or they have to move the city of because of the flood or earthquake, or maybe it was a drought? I'm not sure. What are your thoughts of the declining of C-type city? Just let me know in the comment. And you might think I'm going off the topic because this should be all about Dvaravati, not C-Tape. As I mentioned earlier, C-Tape shows so much influence of Dvaravati art, and it was a huge town. Pretty sure it was very important trade routes at that time. Things are pretty much connected. C-Tape is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, listed in 2023 and open to be visited. It's a historical park now. Anyway, let's go back to Dvaravati. If you want to see this kind of Kranok that I'm drawing right now in like a real stucco or sculpture, you just need to go to the National Museum in Bangkok. Take about a day if you want to look at everything in detail and absorb all the information. You think that Kranok, this one looks so much alike the one in Sukhothai. It's curvy, freeform, and flexible. It doesn't have to be like in a triangle box like the Ratanakos in one. If you missed the first two videos, please go check that out. And actually, I should start with this Dvaravati Gernot first because an influence of the Sukhothai. And until the Sukhothai was gradually developed into its own school of art, and then Ayutthaya, and then Rajnakosin styles. I'll compare all of them at the end of the video. This is the Ratanakosin Grenok, and this is the Sukhothai one. Keep in your mind that the color is not traditional, it's just random watercolor shading that I like. I'm gonna put this in order from the oldest to the latest. So on the left is Dvaravati, the green one, and you'll see the resemblance of Sukhothai, which is the middle one from the Dvaravati, right? It still has that curvy fern, curl up, curl in, curl out, whatever curl, and so much different in Ratanakosin period. Ayutthaya Granok would be a lot different than these three. You can clearly see the fixed form in Ratanakosin and the notching instead of curl in and out like a fern. I have to say I like the Dvaravati one the best. I really like the form of it, that it's so free form and it's still very curvy. Which one do you like the best? Let me know in the comment and I'll see you next video.